Most people think eating fruit is always a healthy choice, but some fruits, when consumed in excess, can slowly damage your liver without you even noticing. And one in particular might be doing more harm than good. Let's get straight into it. The number one culprit? Breadfruit. Known for being filling and rich in nutrients, it's a staple in many cultures. But breadfruit is incredibly starchy and has a high glycemic load, which means it spikes your blood sugar quickly. What does that have to do with the liver? A rapid spike in glucose triggers insulin, and when this becomes frequent, the liver starts converting excess sugar into fat. Over time, this fat gets trapped in liver cells, leading to fatty liver disease. Breadfruit in small amounts isn't harmful, but eating large servings regularly, especially alongside other carbs, could overload your liver with sugar it can't properly process. Next, we've got raisins. They seem harmless, tiny, sweet, and marketed as a healthy snack. But here's the truth. Raisins are basically sugar bombs. When grapes are dried, all the water's removed, leaving behind a dense concentration of natural sugar. A small handful? Fine. But it's easy to eat 2, 3, even 4 handfuls without thinking, especially when they're mixed into cereals or granola bars. The liver doesn't know the difference between sugar from candy or sugar from raisins. And that sugar in large quantities gets stored as fat in the liver, contributing to long-term damage. Third on the list, mangoes. Delicious, refreshing, and rich in vitamins, but also packed with fructose. Unlike glucose, which your whole body can use, fructose is processed almost exclusively by the liver. And when it's overwhelmed, it converts that sugar straight into fat. One ripe mango can have more than 45 grams of sugar. That's more than some sodas. If you already have insulin resistance or struggle with weight gain, eating mangoes every day could quietly contribute to liver fat buildup, even if everything else in your diet seems healthy. Then there are bananas. They're convenient, full of potassium, and often considered the go-to snack for energy. But bananas have a relatively high sugar content for a fruit. 2 or 3 bananas a day, especially when paired with other fruits or sugary snacks, can start to strain your liver, particularly if your body's already struggling to process insulin efficiently. The result? Fat slowly building in the liver without you feeling a thing until it's too late. And finally, the pimento, the fruit we talked about at the start. It's juicy, sweet, and rich in antioxidants, but it's also incredibly high in fructose. If you're having more than one a day, especially on top of other high fructose fruits, your liver is likely being pushed to its limit. It may seem innocent, but over time, this fruit can contribute significantly to the onset of fatty liver disease if you're not careful with portions. These fruits aren't poison. In moderation, they can all be part of a healthy diet. But if you're eating them in large quantities, especially with other high-sugar foods, your liver ends up paying the price. If you're serious about protecting your liver, the key isn't to eliminate fruit, but to choose wisely, eat in moderation, and be aware of the hidden sugars even in nature's sweetest gifts. Now that we've looked at the fruit side of things, let's dive into something even more dangerous: processed foods and hidden sugars. These are the everyday products you don't think twice about, yet they're quietly exhausting your liver day after day. Let's start with breakfast cereals. You might think grabbing a bowl of cereal in the morning is harmless, especially if it says whole grain or low fat on the box. But take a look at the label. Most cereals, yes, even the healthy ones, are loaded with refined sugar and corn syrup, both of which the liver has to work overtime to process. These sugars spike your insulin, and whatever your body doesn't use right away, the liver stores as fat. Do that every day and the fat in your liver keeps building up. It's a slow, silent overload. Then comes sweetened beverages, arguably the fastest way to destroy your liver without realizing it. Soda, iced teas, energy drinks, flavored waters, and even healthy sports drinks are loaded with high fructose corn syrup. And remember, fructose is metabolized almost entirely by your liver. When you drink a bottle of soda, you're essentially pouring 40 to 50 grams of liver-targeted sugar straight into your system. The liver doesn't get a break. Instead, it starts turning that sugar into fat almost immediately. Let's talk refined carbs. White bread, white rice, cookies, crackers, granola bars. These are staples in a lot of people's homes, and unfortunately, most of them behave like sugar in your body. They spike blood sugar and insulin quickly, and that again forces your liver to pick up the slack. Unlike complex carbs like oats or quinoa, refined grains are stripped of their fiber, meaning your liver is hit with a fast flood of glucose it has to convert into fat. And then there are the fried foods, crispy fries, breaded chicken, onion rings. You already know they're greasy, but what you might not realize is how they're cooked. Most are fried in cheap industrial oils that are high in trans fats. These fats not only promote weight gain, they actively fuel inflammation inside the liver. Add high heat to the mix, and you get harmful compounds like acrylamides and ages, which your liver has to detoxify. If your diet is high in fried foods, your liver is basically under constant fire. And don't forget about salt. High-sodium diets, especially from packaged soups, sauces, chips, and deli meats, lead to fluid retention and high blood pressure, which restricts optimal blood flow to the liver. This limits how well the liver can detox your body and process nutrients. A tired, sluggish liver can't keep up, and the risk of long-term damage increases. Let's move on to something that's probably hiding in your fridge right now: processed meats. Bacon, sausages, deli slices, and even that convenient ham for your sandwich. They may be quick and tasty, but they're a nightmare for your liver. These meats are loaded with sodium, saturated fats, and most dangerously, nitrates and nitrites. These preservatives break down into compounds that can trigger oxidative stress in the liver. Over time, this can inflame the liver's cells and reduce its ability to process toxins and fat. Next up, grilled meats. Sounds healthy, right? Less oil, more flavor. But here's what's hiding in that charred surface: HACAs and PAHs. These are harmful compounds that form when meat is cooked at high temperatures, especially over an open flame. Once inside the body, they can trigger inflammatory responses and even damage DNA over time. Your liver is the organ responsible for filtering these compounds. The more you eat, the more toxins it has to clear, and eventually the harder it gets for your liver to keep up. From sweet fruits eaten in excess to fried meats, sugary drinks, and salty snacks, so many everyday choices quietly push your liver toward overload. But by making small adjustments, one meal at a time, you can reduce that pressure and let your liver do what it was designed to do: protect you. And remember, you don't have to wait for bad news from your doctor to start making a change. The best time to support your liver was yesterday. The second best time, right now. If you found this video helpful, do your body a favor. Hit that subscribe button, share this with someone you care about, and tell us in the comments, what food surprised you the most today? Thanks for watching, and take care of your liver. It's taking care of you every second of every day.